Good evening, everyone. I hope everybody is doing well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Uh, all right, so before we get into everything, I just want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to be decent in the chat, no racism, no nastiness. If you can't abide by those very simple, easy rules, those awesome people lit up in blue with the blue wrenches will boot you out of here because we are not going to have it. All right, so all right, I got to tell you, first of all, before we get into the topic, I hurt myself. Now, I would love to be able to say that was heroic and that I was doing something monumental when this happened, but the way I hurt myself just really pisses me off. Oh, okay. So, yesterday, I was out and I was in my truck, and normally I'll open the door wide and I'll step down. Okay. Well, I was in a spot where I was not able to step down because it was, I could only open my door so far because there was a car in the way, right? So, I opened the door as much as I could. I swung my legs out, so my legs were hanging out, and I hopped down. So literally, if I had to guess, 2 feet, maybe, right? And as soon as I hopped down, it felt like somebody took a knife into my lower back. And I was like in excruciating pain. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. How do you hurt yourself that way? How do you hurt yourself by that? Um, I mean, if I had been lifting something heavy and I felt something in my back, I'd be like, yeah, okay, no problem. But no, hopping out of the truck. So I have spent, like, I went to bed, yeah, old age, yeah, right. I have spent, I went to bed last night at 8 o'clock, and I have been sleeping on and off all day. Uh, yeah, it doesn't take much at your old age, yeah, right? Yeah, I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. Gotta be kidding me. But anyway, I've been a little sore. Uh, so I'm hoping that this gets better by Monday, because if it doesn't, I'm actually going to go see a doctor. And I don't go to the doctor. So, and here's the funny part: the first thing I'm going to tell them when I go to a doctor um, is, listen, I am not looking for pain meds. I don't want you giving me pain meds. I don't want pain meds. So, uh, Flexerol is a really good thing, though. That really helps relax the muscles, and it's not a narcotic. So, yeah, just drink 12 beers instead of six, right? Well, it's been quite interesting. So I'm gonna see how my back holds up here uh, with the stream tonight because I can feel it already. Just putting you on notice that if at some point if at some point I need to say call it an early evening, I'm gonna let you guys know. But right now I'm okay. All right, so but yeah, I'm just like, I gotta kill that volume on that. Hold on a second, guys. I'm sorry. I forgot I had not killed that volume. So, all right. So there's that. So yeah, it hasn't been a fun day from that standpoint. Um, I'm just like, you got to be freaking kidding. Pinched nerve, maybe, Larry, maybe. There's no swelling, so that's the one thing. I could definitely feel in my back that there's no swelling. It's just sore. So, but anyway, yeah, it's just it's crazy. I went to a chiropractor for a week, and wow, what a change! Yeah, I actually like a chiropractor. I think that they're awesome, and I haven't been in forever. And so I had one point. when I was a kid, what happened, I had fallen in a bathtub and I had fallen on my back on the side of the bathtub. I was like 12 years old. And it got to a point where I couldn't even, like my left arm, I would have to hold it like this because the pain was so bad. My mom took me to a chiropractor and like 3 visits, and I was 100% fine. So yeah, I definitely like a chiropractor. They're definitely, to me, they're worthwhile, and I liked what they do. So all right, so what we're going to talk about in this stream, yeah, it's just I think it's muscle. I'm guessing, I don't know, but yeah, Dr. Jack Daniels and Dr. Jim Beam, yeah, but I just landed wrong, and that's what it came down to. So, but yeah, not a good time, not a good time. I will say that, but hopefully we'll get this squared away. Like I said, I'm going to rest the rest of today. I don't plan on doing anything tomorrow, and so yeah, go to play a hat. No happy endings. No, thank you. Not interested in that. Uh, but yeah, I just anyway, it happens. But what can you do? So, but just letting you know that I am definitely in discomfort. So, my cousin is a chiropractor. He often treats rodeo cowboys. Well, I know I overdo it sometimes, and that that happens. But to have something happen just by hopping out of the truck, um, it's kind of ridiculous to me. Uh, be prepared to do both egg counts now in case you need to exit early. Here in upstate, an attempt to breach the security gate at a nuclear plant. Well, we're gonna actually before. Okay, thank you, Asif, and thank you for that donation as well. I do appreciate that. Yeah, I'll get if I have to leave the stream early, we'll do the egg counts. But yeah, I just landed wrong. But whatever I did, it it twisted whatever, and so it you know. But that's where that is. But what are you going to do? That's kind of how it goes. Um, I want to talk about a couple things that I saw in the news, and I think that it's something that is worth paying attention to. 460 pounds of dynamite was stolen, with 400 blasting caps with that dynamite. Then you had 400 bulletproof vests that were going to be sent to 400 bulletproof vests that were going to be sent to Ukraine were stolen, and then 400 guns. And these were all different places too, just so you know. And then 400 guns were stolen from UPS had like 400 guns. So that one sounds more like to me an inside job type of situation. But yeah, where'd you hear that? I wonder, Mark. So, but yeah, Mark sent me the link for that one, and that's definitely something that you know I I would I would not be surprised if there is a false flag event in the near future, or some kind of an attack. Something is wouldn't shock me that's in the works to obviously try to restrict more of our rights. If they do something a certain way, they could implement restricting travel, making sure that they have checkpoints, all those type of things. And if they get you used to something, like getting used to something, let's talk about getting used to something, right? Who remembers going to the airport, getting on a plane, and just taking off, and not have to go through the search and taking your shoes off, and not having your pop bottle or water bottle of water to get on the airplane without having that all dismissed, right? Without having that all gone through, and you can't do anything. True story, and I'll tell you this, and I know I've mentioned this one before. All right, When I was with my first wife, after I got done with nursing school, we went down to Florida. We flew down to Florida, and the baggage handlers have been notorious for stealing stuff forever. So you didn't really want to put anything of value underneath the plane because a lot of times when you got to your destination, they were gone. Okay, that's been something that's gone on forever and a day. But anyway, we had gone down, went to a flea market down in Florida, and I picked up a set of samurai swords, which I still have to this day. I love my samurai swords. So I had the set of samurai swords, and I was like, I'm not putting them underneath because I don't want them to get stolen. So they were in a box, three samurai swords in a box, and I brought them onto the plane with me, and I had them between my legs on the flight back to New York. Okay, think about that now, and how they like go through you, and you get patted down, and heaven forbid you say anything off key, they'll put you through the puffer machine to make sure you don't have narcotics or explosives or whatever the case may be, right? Or the X-ray, the whole 9 yards. Another true story. So did that one. Then after the whole thing with the planes and everything like that, and then they ushered in what the security is like now. We were at the airport. I was with my second wife this time, and we were going. I think we were going to Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. And we're in line waiting to go through, and I was talking about how ridiculous this crap is, and it's unnecessary. And and I was talking a little bit of crap about President Bush at the time, and boy, I got pulled out. They, oh, we're going to have you go through this. And I looked at the guy and I said, listen, I says, I went like, I literally was, I said, I don't give a crap. I said, you think I'm going to blow up a plane with me on it? I said, what kind of moron do you think, I said, I'm a white dude. I'm not blowing up squat. I want to get to my destination, go on my vacation, and that's it. So let's go. Have me go through whatever you want to. Well, they didn't like that. But, it's so ridiculous that what we have to go through now, that is now accepted as completely normal. This is the point I was trying to make. This is now normal that you get in line, you wait to get searched, your stuff is searched. I think they always had the X-rays where you put your stuff through to make sure there wasn't anything bad in there. So that was never a big deal. But you never had to go through where you had to take off all your crap and put it in a thing and put it through the scanner. And you had to go through the metal detector and all that nonsense. So, it's just, but that's part of the game now. And now people don't even think about it. They think, okay, well, this is normal. Well, that's not normal. It was never normal because of a certain group of people from the Middle East decided to do what they did. Now we got to deal with all this nonsense. So that's just, and for years and years and years, you didn't have to deal with that at all. So what I'm saying is do not be surprised if something were to happen where they would say, well, now we have to implement this procedure. We have to implement that procedure to restrict our travel so that we can't go where we want to go when we want to go there without their permission. That would not shock me. I'm not saying that that's going to happen. Yeah, and it hadn't stopped anything. Exactly, Frank, exactly. I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but it would not surprise me if there was some kind of an event that would happen on American soil that they would try to use to restrict our freedoms more so than they already are. So just again, that type of stuff would not surprise me at all. It's almost, if you want to call it, almost time for them to pull off the next thing that they're going to pull out. So what do we got? 332 in the chat. We're at 135 thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, which almost 200 of you have not, please do so to show support for the channel. I do appreciate it ahead of time, and thank you very much for doing so. It really does make a huge, huge difference with the algorithms. So I thank you for that reason as well. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you ahead of time. So, but yeah, this shirt is pretty neat. I like this. It's a pretty cool shirt. So anyway, are you ready to do without? We're going to get into the topic of the stream, and we did. I wanted to talk about that other thing ahead of time of what was going on. So, what year was that with the samurai swords? That was in '94, Vlad. 94, December of 1994, because I got done with nursery school. We went on vacation down to Florida. Uh, we were in Daytona Beach. And I'll never forget this, too. So I'm walking around in Daytona Beach in December with a muscle shirt on. And because it was nice, it felt good. It was like 50 degrees or whatever it was. And this lady came up to me and she goes, "You got to be from up north, aren't you?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm from New York." And she goes, "I could tell." She goes, "I'm freezing and you're walking around in a muscle shirt." I said, "This is nice." I said, "It's like 30 degrees back home." So I'll never forget that either. But, they're, the 50 degrees in Florida is cold for them, especially, once you get down past a certain point, which I thought was pretty funny. But anyway, uh, preparing to do without. It would not take much, folks. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you have already heard the saying, "We're 9 meals away from anarchy," right? I'm sure you guys have heard that. So basically, without having food for 3 days, people are going to lose their minds. Did you have a mullet? Zook? I sure did. Yep, when I was in nursing school, I had a full beard, had the mullet going. I actually had hair then, so short on the top and the sides, and long in the back. Yep, I definitely had the mullet. Well, that was in. It was, it was the '90s. That was definitely in. So I hate to admit that, but yes, I did. So many, many like Steve. Steve's known me for 26 years now, something like that. We've known each other for a long, long time. Well, I've been shaving my head for at least 21 years now, something in that range, at least 21 years. I know the kids were babies when I started shaving my head full time. And he said to me, he goes, "Man, I can't remember you with hair." He goes, "You," because he goes, "Did you have hair when you got married to Amy?" And I went, "Yeah, man. He was my best man at the wedding." I said, "Yeah, I had hair then." And he goes, "You're gonna have to show me, man, because I don't remember you with hair." But it's just been so long since I haven't had hair. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, if somebody said to me, "If you could grow it back, would you grow it back? If there was some magic pill that would give me a full head of hair again, would you grow it back?" And I'm like, "No. I like being bald, so look like one of the Bee Gees. Not quite that long, Mountain Man." Now in high school, I had the long hair, really long hair in high school. So yeah, I need to see your senior picture. Yeah, I'll have to show that sometime. I actually, when I went to my reunion for my 30-year reunion, they actually give you a lariat that you wear, and it has a picture of what you looked like when you graduated, from your senior picture. And I had some people come up to me, and when I went to my 30-year reunion, I had a long goatee. My goatee was like, quite long, and I shaved head obviously, and I had somebody come up to me and they looked at my picture and like, "Oh my God, Carswell." They're like, "Man, you're a big boy now," because obviously I filled out. I wasn't. I graduated high school at 142 pounds, so that's how it goes. But yeah, those days are long gone. I am no longer 142 pounds. So you look like a Harley biker. Well, I have a Harley and I ride, so I guess that would make sense. But no, I like not having hair. I don't care. I don't miss it. I wake up like right now. This, if you can see the darkness of the hair, right? And it's kind of thin through here, way thin through here. I need to I need to shave. I was looking at it today, going, "Yeah, I need." So even like here, you can see, I'm like, "Yeah, I need to shave," but I ain't doing it today. So, but I graduated high school at 205 pounds. Yeah, I was 6 foot tall, 142. Went in the military, Got done with basic training when everybody else lost weight. I gained 7 pounds. So I got done with basic. I was up to 149. So still really, really slight. So, but anyway, um, so let's talk about doing without. You know, we're 9 meals away from anarchy, which means, like I said again, people don't eat for 3 days, they're going to lose their minds. And that could happen so quickly that it would be scary. And I don't think people really sit down and they think about that. Again, a coordinated attack on the power grid, which is not out of the realm of possibility, could absolutely happen, and there could be issues. That way. If the power's down, you're not pumping gas. The trucks are not moving, delivering goods, and we now have an on-time delivery system, right? But we'll do the egg count for West Virginia at in like about at 8:30. We'll do that at 8:30. So yeah, no ATMs. You're not get whatever, and that's why one of the things I always tell people is have some cash available to you. Okay, and the reason I say that is because when SHTF does happen, and I believe it's just a matter of when, not if. So I don't ever use the word if. I say when because I think it's just a matter of time. When SHTF happens, cash will still be good for the first couple days. That I will say without a doubt. People will think, well, this is a temporary thing. I'm going to take advantage of it. So have cash. Have cash on hand. Keep a certain amount of money available to you because, again, that way, you can go in and, you can get what you need to get and just pay cash and have it available to you. So, but, it's if you don't have cash, you're not going to be able to get anything at all. Now, again, that money's not going to be good for long. Remember that. So you got to make sure if you're going to make that move and you're going to go and you're going to be like, okay, let me get out here, get something really quickly, do it quickly. If I'm out somewhere and all of a sudden, let's say the balloon goes up and I have an opportunity to stop and grab a few more things ahead of time because I have cash, you look great. If I could guess your age, 43. I'll take 43, Queen BG. I am 58, so I will definitely take 43, and I appreciate that. That's very kind. Yeah, I know I don't look my age, but and I do appreciate that though. I like that. I'll take 43. Yeah. So, but anyway, again, do what you can do in that interim period that you're going to have. You're going to have a very short window where you're going to be able to do something with cash. After that, it's going to be non-existent. It's not going to matter. I always use the term, and I say this to you guys all the time. When SHTF happens, you're going to have what you have. It's just that's a fact. When it goes like if something like we go to bed tonight, and tomorrow what ends up happening, we wake up and the world is completely changed. It has gone sideways. You're not going to be able to get out to get anything. You know what I mean? So that's something that you have to realize. So you're going to have what you have. So the more preparation that you do ahead of time, it's just going to put you in a better position down the road in a long-term type of situation. So you have to think about that, plan ahead for that, and be ready. And I do think that that's important. The more prepared we are, the more things that we can have in place. It just gives us our better odds of surviving what's going to happen. And it's not so. Of course, everybody thinks about the 3 Bs, right? Beans, band-aids, and bullets, right? They always think about that, and they load up with those type of things, and they don't think about other things. You're going to have to do building. So you need hand tools. You need tools that maybe you're not going to be able to use electric tools or be able to charge up batteries. You don't know. We don't know what the situation is going to be. So those might not be, there might not be that power to be able to use. So hand tools that you can utilize is going to be important. Nails, screws, all that type of stuff. All kinds of gardening tools. All those things they're the laundry list of things that we would need to have is astronomical. It really, really is. Now, you should start out with the three B's. Don't get me wrong. Okay. It's a good place to start. But then, going from there to, okay, warm clothes, blankets, shelter. If I have to bug out, do I have some kind of tent that I can utilize and take with me that's going to be lightweight that I can utilize? So, yeah, nails, duct tape, wood to board up. Yep, exactly. All those type of things. If you're planning on bugging in, you better have those boards available to seal off entrances now, and have them set aside, have them ready. That's an important thing. I don't think that the majority of people in this country are prepared to deal with going without. We have never had to go without. It just hasn't happened. Since I've been alive, we have never been in a period where we have suffered in any way, shape, or form. So I think it's important that people realize how fragile the system is. Ed, you must have 20 rolls of duct tape. I've seen a lot in your videos. I definitely have duct tape, and I always use Gorilla tape with the duct tape. I love Gorilla tape. The black tape is the best one. Uh, that one it sticks to everything, and I have used it through the years, and I definitely do stay stocked up on Gorilla tape. So, but yeah, ADK man is saying 93% will be in very bad shape. Right, and what happens when people don't prepare and are not ready? They're going to look to get whatever they can get from people that are. And they're going to feel entitled to it. And that's the other thing you got to realize. People can justify anything. You look at any of these events, anything that happens, and people will justify why this happened, why that happened. They can, spin it so they're the victim, even if they weren't the victim. So they can spin it that way. I mean, it's ridiculous how the manipulation goes with people. And if you have something and they don't, and you won't share, right? They're going to call you selfish and greedy and how dare you and you're an awful person, and they'll justify why it's okay for them to take it from you. So obviously you have to be prepared to deal with that situation as well. And so people need to, again, when it comes to prepping, it's not just the basic stuff and having certain skill sets, which you should have certain skill sets. I mean, you should know how to make a fire in wet conditions and everything like that. I mean, it's just, those are things that you should be ready and prepared for. Again, most people are not. It's really, really sad that most people are not. I'll tell you what, you give me a piece of hot coal that is no bigger than my fingernail of my pinky. Give me that, and I can get a fire started off of that. Especially if I have the right stuff that that I have right there. So, and I just bought 8 of those same coffees that you have behind you. Oh yeah, I'll tell you what, guys. This coffee here, okay, it's freeze dried coffee, instant coffee, if you will, right? So you got hot water, you put a scoop of that in there, boom, you got yourself a cup of coffee. Some people don't like that. They like fresh brewed coffee, which is fine. Don't make no difference to me one way or the other. But this coffee, once I open it, well, the one is open, but it's got a 20-year shelf life, open or not. And so it's going to last you for as long as it lasts you in a true SHTF situation. Nobody's waking up every day after SHTF and having a cup of coffee anymore. Those type of things are going to be luxuries, not guaranteed. So, I definitely have much more than that as far as coffee goes. But yeah, great barter item. A semblance of normalcy. Being able to have a cup of coffee will absolutely, any coffee is better than no coffee. Exactly. So, and fresh coffee, right? Okie Forge says fresh coffee will not last long at all, even unopened. You're looking, I think it's about a year and a half for that type of coffee. So, again, to me, I'll drink coffee. It's not like my go-to. I don't drink it all the time. But if I'm out at a restaurant and we have a meal and then maybe I'll have a cup of coffee or whatever. When we get together, we do our get-togethers in the morning. If it's an early morning, I'll have a cup of coffee. But it's not, like I said, I can take it or leave it. It doesn't matter to me. But there's a lot of people that cannot take it or leave it. They have to have their coffee. So, like I said, I think it's an important prep item as well. What you want to think about is keeping my biggest mindset when I think with prepping and preparedness is trying to keep things as normal as possible in a post event. So that means having regular meals, being able to take that shower at the end of the day, having the ability to have hot water to be able to wash up and those type of things. All of that is important, and it's all things that we take for granted. We take them all for granted right now. So planning ahead and being bouillon cubes, beef bouillon, chicken bouillon, good for stock, making for soup, stock for soup and stuff like that. So over a fire, I mean you can heat water up over a fire, absolutely. But again, if you are not prepared, Mikey G, if you're not prepared and you don't have wood available to you that you have that's had time to season and sit there and get better for burning and stuff like that, which most people do not, okay, there's not going to be a lot of opportunities. And if they're cutting down the trees in their yard and stuff like that, that wood's not going to burn well because it's too green. So, again, there's so much more to it than just thinking, well, I'll just do this or I'll just do that, which is all great in theory, but in practical practice, it's not going to work. So, knowing what your limitations are, knowing what you can do ahead of time and being prepared for that is really, really important because I'm telling you right now, okay, egg count for West Virginia. Okay, let's do it. I'm going to ask for a thumbs up again because we're at 442 in the chat. We're at 216 on the thumbs up. So before we do the egg count, I would ask you to shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel. And I thank you ahead of time. And also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon as well. And I thank you ahead of time for that. So, anyway, how many eggs for West Virginia out of the 3 hens that we have? What is your guess today? And we will go from there. And I am going to take a drink here. West Virginia chickens, folks. 3 hens. The maximum amount of eggs you're going to get out of 3 hens in a day is 3. That's it. So guys that are saying 4 and 7, we're not talking about the New York chickens right now. We're talking about the West Virginia chickens. And there is no thick neck down here. So all the eggs are brown. All right. I'm going to go ahead and stop the suspense here. You guys kill me. Nobody pays attention. No thick neck for West Virginia. That's correct. If you had the same guess as Asif had the first correct answer with 2 eggs today. We did get 2 eggs. I got 1 chicken that's on strike, I think, because I have pretty much, other than really cold days that we had, those days I got 1 egg both of those 2 days. But other than that, I've been getting consistently 2 eggs down here. So I don't know, if it's gonna, what's gonna happen with that. We will be getting more chickens soon here, so it'll make it definitely more difficult for people to get a correct guess. But when we get together next weekend, we'll have that more squared away. So, but yeah, we're planning on building a good chicken coop next weekend, and doing that and then getting things squared away as far as that goes. And then we'll have more chickens coming in as well. I think we're going to have, I know Paul and Barbara are bringing me 3 more hens, and I think Sandy's bringing down like 5, I think is what she said. So, that'll give us 11 hens. So to go along with Mr. Thickneck. So we will, or not Thickneck, Mr. Thick, listen to me, from Mr. Lucky. And so just so you guys know, and if you missed the video, so you'll know now, the chickens their last name is the Jeffersons because they're moving on up. They're from that crappy little shanty house that they were in to now they're in the deluxe apartment in the sky. So they are the Jeffersons. So we have Lucky Jefferson. Um, he is the boss there. I think I'm gonna have to. I think we're gonna have to name the black chicken Wheezy. I think her name's gonna have to be Wheezy. So yeah, Dawn just said it too. Yeah. So the black chicken from now on. And yes, is that racist? The black chicken is named after a black character. And if you find that racist, guess what? I don't care. She will be Wheezy, and we'll figure out what the rest of them are going to be called later on. But yes, the black chicken will be Wheezy. So, uh, too funny. But yes, they are the Jeffersons. So as we move forward and we get a new chicken coop for them, uh, I will be saying, okay, we're going to go check on the Jeffersons because that's who they are. That they shall be forever moving forward. My chickens will be known as the Jeffersons because they have a last name. So, how many chickens do you know that have a last name, right? See? So, that's funny. But, yeah, I'm sure. So, yeah, it's there. I got a video coming up. I know, it came out today. I did the 3 o'clock video today, and I talked about these idiots that are changing the name of up to 80 birds because they're racist. And, I'm like, really? We got nothing better to worry about in the world than changing the names of birds so that they're not offensive. So I'm sure, now I'm not guaranteeing this is on the list, but the blackbird, I would almost guarantee you is on that list because it says black. Well, why wouldn't it be? Because the bird is a black bird. Yeah, bird lives matter. It is so ridiculous. We've lost our mind. We have absolutely lost our mind. So yeah, I just don't get it. We should all be past all the race, color, background. You're right, Bubba One. I wish we could, but they won't let it go. They hold on to it like a cancer. And when I say they, I'm talking about whoever controls the media, because the media, the news, constantly will race bait constantly, absolutely constantly. And you've had people like Al Sharpton is a great example that have profited greatly on race baiting through the years. Hey Asif, just like your group, your birds are not all blood related, but one in purpose and goal. Give Ed more eggs. That's right. Well, it's funny. It's like we have a diverse background of people here. As part of the group, and good people. So thank you very much, Asif, for the donation again. And but yeah, it's it's coming together as human beings, or in this case, chickens. So, but we really do need to, you know, there is an activist group called Bird Names for Birds. That's just absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't get it. Like I said, I just don't get it. I think people have lost their minds. Arkansas government getting rid of woke language. Good, they should, because it's the stupidest thing. Critical race theory should never be taught either. It's beyond ridiculous and it's beyond stupid. When you have teachers, I can remember being in school, okay, and teachers taught school. Young, young when we were young, we learned reading, writing, arithmetic, all those good things, right? Now these teachers have an agenda, right? Now these teachers have this agenda where, because of their ideology or their beliefs are pushing it on these kids. And I think that is insane. Kids should have a chance. I'm going to tell you what, I sheltered my kids, I protected my kids because I knew that in life would chew them up and spit them out eventually anyway. And they would, so if I could keep them, if you want to call it innocent, as long as I possibly could, that was my goal, was to keep them as innocent as I possibly could, as long as I could, to keep them safe, to keep them out of harm's way. Because, once you get out there in that big old bad world, all that participation trophy and all that other nonsense, none of it works. Life is tough. If you make it or you don't make it. Period. And Ed, what are they going to name the black bear? Dark bear? Yeah, it's well. They haven't come up with that one yet. They're doing birds first, so it's beyond. Like I said, guys, it's absolutely beyond ridiculous what is going on. But anyway, let's get back to what we were talking about. We have it's a very fragile system. The on-time delivery system uh, makes it very difficult because if there's an interruption in that system, which could very easily happen, as we've already talked about today, power goes out, trucks ain't moving. They're going to move until they run out of gas, and then where are they going? It's scary when you think about it. It really, really is. And people don't think about that. They just think everything's going to stay the same as it always stayed. Nothing is going to change. Everything's going to be fantastic. Um, but yeah, same as it always was, right? Same as it always was. Same as it always was. Some of you will know what I'm doing there, and you will understand what I'm talking about. Some of you will be like, "What in the heck is he talking about?" So Uh, so I'm just going to leave that like that. You're going to have to look that one up. If you don't know what I was just doing, not telling you. But if you grew up in my generation and listened to the same type of music that I listen to, there you go, Nikki says. Yep, Talking Heads, baby. That's right. I love them. They very bizarre, but he good singer. So anyway, but interesting world we live in. There's a lot of things that we need to be very, very concerned about and planning on. Vlad, what in the heck, Ed? Talking Heads. He had a song that he had a music video from the 80s. So some of you were not born in the 80s, so you have no idea. And he did that in the video. He he had his arm out and he was saying, "That's not my beautiful house. That is not my beautiful wife." And that same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. So that always stuck in my head, and so that's when somebody said "same as it ever was." That's what popped in there. So, but yeah, back when MTV actually played music, yes. And a lot of the first videos, what a lot of people don't understand, when MTV first came out, a lot of the people that had music videos, it was just all the British. The British bands had music videos. American bands did not have music videos. So it all, it changed over time. But in the very beginning of MTV, you got a lot of music that came over from Europe, from, England and stuff like that. So very, very interesting. But, yep, crazy. Yeah, how did I get here? Exactly. That's too funny. You have to look up that song, guys. If some of you have not seen it, you might have to look that up. Yeah, Headbangers Ball. Oh my God, yeah, that was awesome. But a lot of fun, a lot of fun. That'd be safe limit activity for a couple days. Ice and ice, 20 minutes on then off. No more than. Yeah, I've been doing Advil here and there. So, but yeah, I'm just trying to take it very, very easy and see where I'm at, going into Monday. And if I got to go to see a doctor, I'll go see a doctor. But it, I was more. I mean, I got out. I took care of the birds this morning. Obviously, I put them to bed tonight. But it's not like I'm skipping down the road. I'm going very gingerly. So, but and I got a survey from New York State about switching solar and wind to nuclear power. Yeah, they really want to push that nuclear power, don't they? It's so dangerous. It is, in my opinion. Um, I don't think that is the way to go. I honestly believe that solar is definitely the way to go, and wind. But you're always going to have people that are going to complain, regardless of what you do or how you do it. Uh, you know, that's never going to change. It's never going to change. So Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick some up. I think I'm gonna have to get some tomorrow. I don't think I may have some here. I don't. I'm gonna have to look because I haven't had this issue. So that's not one of the things. I don't think I have Bengay or Icy Hot in my preps. To be honest with you, I could look and see what I have here, but I don't know. I don't believe that I do. So I may have to go out and pick some up. You know, yeah, it's just craziness. But what are you gonna do? Oh, Don, I hopped out of my truck, so I literally jumped 2 feet, maybe if that much, and I janked up my back, so my back is pretty sore. And so it's not like from lifting anything or anything. I just hopped out of the truck. So, all right, yes, it is egg count time for New York's egg count time. So again, let's see, we're at 4:15. We got 267. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, again, please do so to show support for the channel, and I thank you ahead of time. Also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you very much for that as well. So again, it really does make a big difference, and with the algorithms. So I do appreciate that. Okay, so starting now, because all of you that are putting your egg counts up there ahead of time doesn't count because I didn't say so. So starting now, how many eggs in New York, and yes or no for Miss Thickneck. So you got to have both, guys. You could have the right guess, but didn't put how many for yes or no for Miss Thickneck. So I'll give you guys a moment to get your guesses on here, and we will go from there. So, anyhow, but we'll just give this a minute and we'll go from there. So I am going to get a drink though. So I'm going to put this out here first. DJ would have been right because he had the egg count right, but he did not say yes or no for Miss Thickneck. So he is not the winner. The winner is Daniel Fortier, who said one egg, which was correct, and no for Miss Thickneck. So yeah, they're not laying up there. I don't know what's going on in New York, but that's probably doing some decompression stretches. Yeah, I definitely been stretching it out. I'm gonna definitely do some more. Actually, I'll do like a little bit of yoga. I think that really helps stretch the muscles out as well. So I definitely will. DJ, LOL, I forgot about Thickneck. See, DJ, man, you had it. You were right. You even put it in there twice before anybody else put the right thing in there, but you did not have yes or no. So, is Becky giving the chickens oatmeal? I don't know what she's doing up there now. See, the problem with the New York chickens, to be honest with you, and it's strictly my opinion, they've introduced no new birds up there in 2 years. So this year they did not bring in new birds. Last year they did not bring in new birds. And the other birds are getting older. It happens, and so the colder weather hits, and a lot of them they're done. They're not going to lay, So, like these guys here, these chickens that I have down here. I mean, I almost consistently since I got them, I've been getting at least 2 eggs a day, except when it got really cold, and I even still got an egg a day up, here. But these are young chickens. These are first year chickens, so it definitely, you have to continue to add new birds into your flock every single year. I'm hoping that we get some birds that are broody down here. My hens up in New York, guys, I'll tell you right now, not one of them was ever broody. Not one. None of them ever laid on a clutch. Never tried to hatch out because I would have loved that. That would have been great, but they just didn't do it. So you know, um, I'm hoping that the girls down here are going to do that. So I made a great main tenure from wintergreen and vodka. You rub it in and it works well. Oh, that's cool. Very, very cool. Do you do a video of doing yoga wearing yoga attire? No. No, Sean, there's no yoga attire. If I'm doing yoga, it's generally in a pair of sweatpants. So that's my thing with yoga. I actually like yoga though. It's actually I find it very relaxing. So that is all part of that. But anyway, let's get back into what we're talking about. The main topic of today's video. A lot of things to be concerned about, to be paying attention to. Things can change in the blink of an eye, and look at all the disasters that we have. That's a great example. But think about that on a large scale. And again, when you're looking at the situation, and how many times do I have to say this on here? And how many times, I mean, and there's a lot of smart people out there that are bad guys, okay? A lot of smart people out there that are bad guys. They know our Achilles heel is our power grid. That's not, so I'm not giving out information that they don't already know. So I'm not like, hey, if you want to hurt America, attack the power grid. It's simple. It's brainless. And if they do that, then they can just sit back and wait because we will destroy ourselves. I mean, it's that simple. It is that simple, and it's scary when you think about it. It's absolutely scary. Um, Up here in upstate South Carolina, a truck tried to breach a security gate at a local nuclear plant. Wow. Yeah, that could cause a lot of problems in a hurry. Yeah, 80K man, control what you can control, and that's exactly right. You know, so they are confiscating a lot of explosives coming across the southern border. JJ saying that doesn't surprise me. If they're confiscating a lot, how much is getting through? You know what I mean? How much is getting through? So a lot's getting through. Um, you know, Other than that, when I stand up here, too, guys, just so you know, I can feel my back right now. When I stand up, it's not going to be a pretty sight. So I'm just going to continue to sit here, and we'll deal with that tightness later. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do the stream, to be honest with you. Um, I have been resting a lot today, so but yeah, I like I said, I don't like being hurt. I don't like being hurt at all. It's not any kind of fun. It's not throbbing, Dawn. It's just if I go to if I'm go to move or something like that, it tightens up and it just hurts. So I do not have a heating pad, Okie Forge. Actually, what I do have, I have heated seats in the truck, and I was definitely using that. So, but but like I said, hopefully it definitely feels better than the day before. I was definitely getting around better, but if I sit too long, it's not fun. I'm thinking muscle. I think it's got to be muscle. I don't feel like anything has slipped out. So, I got no swelling or anything like that in my back. So I'm thinking it's just muscle. But yeah, we're just like I said. I used to have this awesome beanbag thing that you'd throw in the microwave for a couple minutes, and then you'd put that on, and man, that thing helped out a lot. I do not have a hot water bottle either. No, no. So yeah, what kind of prepper am I? Right, I don't have all these things that. But yeah, again, it's if it's something that I don't use on a regular basis, I don't think about that. You know what I mean? I think about like other medical things, that type of thing. But I just no, I don't have an electric blanket. No, you can use a sock and dried beans and put them in a work. There you go. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yep, that would work. Rice in a tube sock too. Okay, yeah, maybe I'll do that because I got plenty of rice. I got plenty of rice. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'll just take one of my extra socks. I'll put some rice in there and throw that in the microwave, and then I'll put that on my back. That sounds good. Actually, I think I am going to do that. So thank you for the advice, everybody. But yeah, I think I'm going to get some icy hot. I'll probably go out tomorrow if I'm still tight. Um, if I'm still tight in my back, then I'll go get some icy hot and do that. Yeah, and you can keep heating the rice. Yep, exactly. But clean socks, yes. Yeah, no dirty socks. So I've got 50 hot water bottles uh, to send to him along with icy blue. Oh, okay. Yeah, like I said, obviously there's some things that I've overlooked. So, but paint patch from Dollar Tree, they work awesome, just like what you get at the hospital. That's cool. Yeah. And somebody else just said it too. All right, I may have to do that as well. Yeah, better now than after SHTF. Exactly. Well, like I said, we live and we learn. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Always comes down to that. But you know, being prepared, guys, is so important. And I know I talk about it a lot, and it's like beating a dead horse, and I say it's a lot of the same things over and over again. But I think if somebody's on here for the first time and they're hearing it, hopefully it'll make them think, and they'll realize that they need to be proactive and be as prepared as they can be. Like I said, food is important, water is important. Medical supplies are important. Protection to be able to protect what you have is important. All those things are important, but there's so much more to it, than that as well. So, yeah, Manuka honey is the best antibacterial. It lasts forever. Yep, yep, I've heard that too. So, yeah, Delbert just said it shows how quickly anybody can get hurt, and it's like I said, with the way I got hurt is like the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. Would have never expected it. Would have never expected it, to be honest with you. So, but what can you do? It's just all part of that. Guys, I'm going to tell you what. My back is definitely starting to feel worse. So I'm going to just go ahead and end this stream now. We're not going to do everything else like I normally do here. I'm not going to do the shout outs or anything like that tonight. I'm going to call it a night here and try to just rest. But I do appreciate everybody being here. I will be back on Sunday, and I'll give you guys an update then and let you know how I'm feeling. But remember, guys, we truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we figure that one out, we truly will be in much, much better shape. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So that's important as well. Also, remember, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, whatever you're trying to do, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from achieving your goals is you. Okay? Be safe. Keep prepping. Be ready. We never know what's going to happen, guys. So the more prepared we are for those situations, the better we're going to be. All right? I will talk to you all later. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.